The man took out his self-made sniper rifle, loaded 2 armor-piercing bullets into it, and then hid in a sandpit for cover. His accomplice, carrying a flamethrower, hid behind a sand dune not far away. They waited in the desert for an hour. Soon, they waited for the cash transport vehicle carrying 50 million. However, the driver found that the road was submerged by sand. The driver immediately realized that something was wrong. He then shook the joystick and controlled the camera to observe. But the driver didn't find anything. Only then did he proceed cautiously. But as soon as the vehicle reached the sand pile, it got stuck. The panicked driver tried to control the vehicle to reverse out. But with his operation, the vehicle got stuck deeper and deeper. Seeing this, the robbers immediately aimed at the tires. The escort realized the threat and quickly pressed the button to activate the weapons on the vehicle and start firing. But even after they ran out of bullets, they still didn't find the robbers' whereabouts. So they hurriedly reported the situation to the headquarters. But before the headquarters could clearly hear them, the accomplice lying in ambush rushed over with a flamethrower and sprayed flames towards the cab. The temperature inside the cash transport vehicle rose sharply. The 2 cash escorts had to open the car door. When the 2 of them ran out, the robbers aimed their sniper rifles at them. Seeing that the 2 cash escorts didn't react, the robbers immediately jumped out of the sand pit and came to the side of the cash transport vehicle. They dug out the tires they had hidden in advance, and the accomplice used a jack to lift up the cash transport vehicle. With the cooperation of the 2 of them, they quickly replaced the damaged tire. Then they took out steel plates from under the sand and laid them in front of the cash transport vehicle. The accomplice climbed onto the vehicle and stepped on the gas pedal. The cash transport vehicle stuck in the sand pit easily drove out. In order to drive the cash transport vehicle out, the robbers kept laying the steel plates ahead. In this way, the cash transport vehicle could drive in the desert. In order to get rid of the police pursuit, the robbers actually drove the vehicle into the pre-dug sand pit. As soon as the vehicle drove in, the robbers began to divide the work and cooperate. One person climbed onto the support frame and arranged the steel plates properly. The accomplice spread sand on the steel plates in order to completely cover up the artificial traces. They even brought in a helicopter. As the helicopter reached above the sand pit, 2 minutes later, the surrounding sand became smooth under the wind force of the aircraft. But just as everything was going smoothly, the pilot actually saw a yellow sports car not far away. So in order to prevent the other party from informing the police, he controlled the helicopter to quickly block the sports car. Then he took out a rifle. Seeing this, the driver pushed open the car door and quickly fled. But the robbers would never let the driver go. After hearing the report from his accomplice, the robber immediately ran towards the driver's body. Once the police found the body, their plan would surely fail. So the robber quickly dug a big pit and prepared to bury the body. Suddenly, a police car approached the robber. Seeing that the police car was about to arrive, the robber quickly got into the sports car and put on sunglasses, pretending to be the owner of the sports car. But the police didn't believe it at all and demanded that the robber get out of the car for a search. However, the police found that the robber had nothing on him.